welcome yet again to another video of Squirrelsphere. And today, it's Christmas! Yay! Thanks, Bojo. Anyway, you know what, before we begin, there's something not quite right about this. Let's fix that. Oh, that's better. Yeah, okay. We are in the Christmas mood with Frosty over here. Not Frosty, he's a reindeer. And Santa over here. So, it's Christmas. You know, I contemplated a lot about what I was going to be doing today, but I got something for you, and we're ready to go. So, as you know, on this channel, I like to do a lot of lists. Today's list is Christmas themed. Gonna be talking I'm not doing a best to better or worst to best or my favourite, you know, in any order whatsoever. This is just me talking about some of my favourite Christmas films. Now, got my trusty phone to my list is right here, which you cannot see on the camera, so there's no spoilers. Before I continue, just want to say I am not the biggest fan of Christmas movies, to be honest with you. Most of them are the same, but in this list they're all pretty different. So let's start off with what I think is probably one of the top tier when it comes to Christmas movies, and that is of course Home Alone. Home Alone being one of the best Christmas movies to ever exist. Macaulay Culkin is left alone at home, and some scumbags are trying to thieve the place, and shit gets done. It is one of the all-time best Christmas movies, and it's one that you have to watch every year, in my personal opinion. But that's not the particular one that I want to be talking about, and it's not the second one either. I want to give a little bit of a shout out to the third Home Alone film. Me personally, rewatching them now, of course I enjoy Home Alone more, but the third film in the series, which didn't have Macaulay Culkin, didn't have Kevin, it didn't have any of the main cast or characters from the original film, or the second film, but I love it personally. A lot of people give it a lot of hype because it's completely different to the first two, but the whole thing with the car and the chip, for me, is what I enjoy about the film. It feels very out of its time, and I personally love it. I'm not trying to say it's any better than the Home Alone, the previous Home Alone films, but for me, Home Alone 3 is one that I find myself enjoying more when I was a kid, but now I quite enjoy the original Home Alone more, with number 2 being a little bit so there's probably my order as an adult, but my order as a child was definitely number 3 at the top. Next film, a film that came out not too long ago. Well, I say not too long ago. It definitely feels not too long ago. And that is Elf. I absolutely bloody love Elf. He is one of the funniest actors. You know, it's sort of one of those actors that gets to you in a way that no other comedic actor can. A lot of people might say that for them it might be Adam Sandler, or Jim Carrey, Eddie Murphy, you know, Mike Myers. But for me personally, you know, Will Ferrell is the best to me, and it's one that I just absolutely love. It's just a full-on Christmas movie that does everything right. It's got, you know, the Christmas songs that you love, the great cast that pull off a very decent job with what they've got. It's a nutty film, but it's the right kind of nutty, and it's the Christmas kind of nutty that we all know and love, and that's why Elf is possibly my favourite Christmas film. That I might contradict myself later on with another list, another one on the list. But anyway, carrying on the tradition of a classic and a Christmas classic, and that is Gremlins. Gremlins, you cannot go wrong with Gremlins. One of the all-time best Christmas films. Oh, hang on. Oh, look who's just turned up. Perfect timing. This little fella. What time is it? Oh, don't worry, I got plenty of time to feed him. This little guy, look at his little feet. You know, who's cuter, him or Baby Yoda? Comment in the comment section. Who you think is cuter? This little guy, you know. Ow! He bit me. Anyway, this film has to be one of the best films out there. You know, while not technically following the rules of a Christmas film, it's set at Christmas. Okay, so yeah, Gremlins not strictly a Christmas film to a certain extent, but it is it's set at Christmas, and it's just an all-round family fun film to watch. Even when they stick one of them little ugly goblin things, forget the names of them for some reason. Gremlins. When they stick one in the microwave, it's still family friendly. It's not like they open it up and you see severed head or whatever, you know. So yeah, this little guy. You want to stay for the rest of the video? So yeah, Gremlins is definitely a top Christmas film for me. Next on the list again, some people argue that this isn't a Christmas film. For me personally, I think it is, and I'm putting it on this list. And that is Die Hard. Classic Bruce Willis film, classic action, set at Christmas. How can you say it's not a Christmas film? You know, I've had arguments with friends of mine. I wouldn't say arguments per se, but a big disagreement over whether or not this Bruce Willis film is Christmas or not. You know, I mentioned to my friends the other day that this was one of the Christmas films I love, and you know, one or two of them were like, Die Hard? That's a Christmas film. You know, so some people believe it is a Christmas film, some people don't. You know, to each is your own. You know, a lot of people see a Christmas film being that it's set at Christmas. Some people might see it as there's Christmas themes in there, or you know, something happens in there that makes it Christmas. But for me, Die Hard is absolutely a Christmas film. Moving on to one that is definitely a Christmas film, but definitely not one for the kids. Santa Claus. Santa Claus is not the one that I'm thinking of right now. Bad Santa is the one I'm thinking of right now. Why did I say Santa Claus? You know, how did you get mixed up with Tim Allen and Billy Bob Thornton? I don't know. So yeah, you know, Bad Santa is hilarious. Again, definitely not one that you're going to be putting on Christmas Day with your kids, sitting there drinking eggnog or whatever you might drink. You know, your brandy, your rum, your gin, your Coke. You know, where you don't be putting. You know, you're not going to put this film on. Like Die Hard, you're not going to put this film on Christmas Day in front of your kids, especially if they're like the age perfect for this film and this little guy's film. But and its sequel, which isn't set at Christmas. I don't think it is. You may have to correct me on that one. So yeah, it's okay. I know this is weird. I think I'm going to try and see if he'll stay there for a bit. Yep, there we go. That's better. So yeah, Bad Santa. Moving on to the one that I accidentally said before. It's because I actually read it wrong. I did actually think that Bad Santa was the one that was on the list that it actually was. It is on the list, but this one is the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. These films, you know, by all means, they are not perfect films. They have their issues, but that original film, the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, absolutely enjoyable, and you know, it's just a lovable family Christmas film with Santa Claus and some elves, and some hijinks in there every now and then. It is one of the best Christmas films out there. You know, I'm going to keep saying this, I'm going to keep repeating this, because that is the reason why I didn't do a list. Simply because you can't do a list on Christmas films, because all of them are pretty great. You know, again, contradicting what I said before about what I do like and don't like. For me personally, I do not like Christmas films, except for what's on this list. I actually struggled to get to a certain amount of number, and I am running out of storage. So on that note, the usual, and then we'll get on with what I think are some of the best Christmas films out there. So, see you in a second. Please like, comment and subscribe on my channel. It is much appreciated. And click that notification bell if you want to be notified when my videos are uploaded. Let's continue. And we are back. And so, let's continue on with the next one. This one is, again, not one you're going to be putting on with your kids. For me personally, it is a dark horse when it comes to Christmas movies, because it is the remake of Black Christmas, the first remake, not the one we got this year. The one we got, I think it was 2009. Again, could be earlier. I think it was a bit earlier, but I personally like that film. You know, it's got that sort of raunchiness of the early 2000s, late 2000s, 90s sort of feeling. A lot of people give this shit because of the original and what the original did and how different the original is in comparison to this one. But for me, I love this one, and there's not a lot more I can say about it. You know, this is a good film. You know, it's like, it reminds me of like the sort of Night of the Demons sort of problem, where people consider it too close to the original. They love the original and don't give another one a chance. For me, obviously, Night of the Demons remake was first, before I watched the originals, because they didn't know it was a remake at the time, because I was a little bit younger. Same with Black Christmas, I did not know that there was originals. But watching those older ones, for me, I'm so used to what we have now in the special effects area that you can't deny that it's a good film. But that is just my opinion. As I say, everything on this channel is just my opinion. You do not have to take it as the be all and end all. I think I have used that once, and to this day I actually kind of think I shouldn't have said that in that video. Not sure what video it was, but I said that if you think this is bad, you're wrong, or if you think this is good, you're wrong. I did do that in one video, but never again. This is not what this channel is about. This is just me sort of venting out, letting me talk about all the geeky stuff, so that I don't blare off the ears of my family. So yeah, that is the reason why I do this channel mostly. Anyway, moving on to one that you can put on for the kids, the Muppets Christmas special. That original Muppets Christmas. While yeah, actually yeah, when I say the original, there's only one of them. Just shows I don't know much about the Muppets. But again, I watch this every Christmas. It's not necessarily one that I'll make my way out of to watch, but it's definitely one that I will watch every now and then. So yeah, it is a good film. I can't go wrong with the Muppets. And my little man's gone down. Come on, bud. Come on. Not long left now. Not long left. You gonna stay? Good boy. Okay, he's gone again. Okay, I'm gonna hold him. So yeah, one of his eyes is dodgy. I'm getting distracted. Okay, so yeah, moving on to one that I think again is another one that you can enjoy with your family, and that is Jingle All the Way. It's a brilliant film. Arnold Schwarzenegger at his best. I recently heard that somebody named it one of the worst Christmas movies ever. Shut your mouth. You know, I'm not saying that my way is the highway. It is my opinion, but it's my opinion that of this film that is correct in this instance. You can't say that Jingle All the Way is a bad film. I absolutely love it. Thermo Man. You know, you've got everything in there that you want to love about a Christmas movie. Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it is one that is brilliant. So moving on to another one that I absolutely love, and watched quite recently actually, is Love Actually. What a film. Absolute masterpiece of a film. And, you know, you can't go wrong. You've got Liam Neeson in there, there's Hugh Grant in there. You know, there's a lot of really, really good actors in this film. Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, the late Alan Rickman, Rowan Atkinson. You know, the list goes on and on and on. And I could probably sit here and just talk about them all night, but I won't bore you. But this is an absolutely brilliant film, and it is through and through one of the best Christmas films. You know, they really took something that could have been, you know, they could have set it during Valentine's Day with the whole love thing, but instead they went with Christmas, and it works. You know, taking away the Christmas part of like a Christmas movie does work sometimes, and you know, it can depend on a certain person's like preferrals. You know, what do you prefer going into a movie? Do you prefer a story? Do you prefer a bit of comedy? Do you prefer a bit of, you know, slapstick? Do you prefer nudity over substance? You know what I mean? There's all these things that people see differently in Christmas films, and this one is definitely one of those. So I'm just gonna look through. Have I missed any? I haven't missed it. Actually, I am done. That is all of them. So, you know, I can't say much more about this. I absolutely love these films, and there is not a doubt in my mind that I will be adding anything new. I recently watched Last Christmas. Good film, but it's actually, no, it's not a good film. Last Christmas is a disappointing film to me, and not one that I'm going to be watching anytime soon or ever again. If I'm being perfectly honest, the twist ending is brilliant, but yeah, it's just not a great film. So that's my video for today, Christmas Day. You go off now and enjoy your turkey or your beef or your salmon, whatever you might be having today for Christmas. Go enjoy it. Open some presents. Open some crackers. Drink as much as you want, eat as much as you want, and be jolly. Also, stay safe. I know it's not easy at the minute. A lot of people's Christmases have been cancelled, including mine. I am spending it only with my dad this year, thanks to an idiot, a certain idiot that I will not mention, because of COVID. So, thanks to that idiot, my Christmas is ruined. But there we go. It's Christmas Day. I'm not going to be a downer. As I say, go and enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Merry Christmas. And I will not see you now before the new year. So, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you. And I will see you next time. I have been Scrivo, and this has been Scrivosphere.